All right, everyone. I have a mild proposition. Since Greta Thunberg decided to go and get her photo op in Venice by dropping tracer dye in the canal system, getting fined along with her cohorts in the process, and then temporarily banned from the country of Italy, I've got a mild suggestion. Next time, the Extinction Rebellion bullshitters, who are all a bunch of NIMBYists from upper middle class backgrounds for the most part, or they're migrants. I've noticed that these two groups of people seem to get along. I'm sure that Greta has gotten railed more than one time against the rail of her private yacht. Why don't you just toss her overboard and make her swim for shore? Toss her in the goddamn water and show her what vengeance really is. The fact is that these people are a bunch of morons. The idea behind Extinction Rebellion, PETA, all of these associated groups, basically just to cause havoc to get attention. And most of the time, the people at the top that are in the know, they're making money off of this. Yeah, here's the fundraiser for saving the bears or something like that. And then they pocket 90% of the cash and then wander off with it. And then eventually they just rinse and repeat. This has happened over and over and over. And this is not, by the way, just a left-wing thing. You see the same thing among evangelicons. You see the same thing among most activistic movements, so-called, that have ever existed. If there's an impetus to make money, and there's the ability, the skill that is required to do so, that tends to be the goal. Greta Thunberg knows she's able to rabble-rouse, get attention, therefore she's making money off of this, probably for her family more than anything else. She's not interested in saving the environment. You're not saving the environment by getting banned from Venice for dumping, admittedly environmentally friendly dye into the canal system. It makes no sense. The hell, they do that in Boston every single year for St. Patrick's Day. They use exactly the same dye. You're not making a point at all. The only thing you're doing is making a goddamn ass out of yourself. I would say the next time when they board the ship, dunk her overboard. Hey, you like the water so much, you want to keep it clean and stuff. Why don't you pick up some trash while you're swimming back to shore? Haha, that would be funny. That would be what I would do. If I was in command of the vessel, I'd say, nope, you're going overboard. I'll take my legal lumps as they come. What are you going to do about it? You're getting banned from the country. I doubt you're going to be making me face a lawsuit. Thunberg is nothing more than an attention whore. And it was funny, much like with David Hogg, and you've probably noticed this too. I mean, you got to be brain dead not to notice it. So I'm assuming that the clankers are intelligent enough to have seen this. You remember when David Hogg was, under 18 and he was rabble-rousing about the need to ban all guns and shit like that and how gun owners were evil and stupid shit like that? Do you remember when the tech sites had to run cover for him and ban people for criticizing him because he's under 18? Yeah, so in other words, his opinion is sacrosanct. You're not allowed to debate it or anything like that. Well, Greta Thunberg was treated in much the same manner. When she was under 18, you were not allowed to criticize her. Oh, wow, you're a grown-ass adult insulting this teenager. How dare you? It'd be a little bit like Greta Thunberg's speech. How dare you? And all this stupid, petulant bullshit. It was really funny at the time. And I remember that time that Trump was coming in and she was off to the side, staring daggers at him for not noticing that she was there. Because she loves attention. That's the thing. She's an attention whore and an opinionated brat. That's all that she is. She's not uniquely talented. She's not doing anything that so-called environmental groups haven't been doing for, 50 years or thereabouts. Conservation groups before that actually planted trees and stuff. Now environmental groups mainly just lobby Congress. It's not even real environmentalism. But you weren't allowed to criticize her. You can get banned on some sites for criticizing either David Hogg or Greta Thunberg when they were under 18, even though they're being opinionated, retarded brats. Now, thankfully, she's above the age of majority. So all of a sudden, it's okay to criticize her. It's amazing how this happens. If you criticize somebody under 18 who happens to have right-wing political views, that's not bannable. But if it's someone who supposedly is doing activism, all of a sudden it becomes a big problem. I have noticed the double standard. I'm sure that 99% of you have as well. Thunberg is an unlikable little bitch, actually. She's not planting trees. She's not cleaning up trash. She's not raising money for any actual environmental cause. She takes her private fucking yacht and dumps dye in the Venice Canal and thinks, because of COP30, of course, thinks that this is going to change the world. You're either extremely nuts, which, granted, that's probable. Okay, well, we'll give her credit where credit is due. She's insane. Or you're being disingenuous. I'm going to lean towards the former. In Greta Thunberg's case, I think she's just fucking batshit. I think she genuinely believes that she's accomplishing something. You have planted no trees. You have created not one organic garden. You have never pushed for home solar. You have never done anything that benefits the environment other than bitch and gain money as a result of your bitching. You are doing nothing for the world. I have done more for the environment in my garden than Greta Thunberg has done for the environment in her entire life. And supposedly I'm a right-wing Nazi or something like that, which doesn't exist, but whatever, simply by sequestering carbon. By the way, it grows herbs very well. And I'm assuming Greta Thunberg is not exactly the sort of person that cooks for themselves. I have a feeling that she has, the private chef experience on a normal basis. Like that time that she was complaining about the German rail service. She's boosted up to the business class, and then she was complaining about it. Oh my God, they don't have enough, they don't have enough tofu or something like that. It was absolutely insane. It makes no sense. This is an entitled, spoiled rich girl. The fact that she's autistic doesn't prevent that from being true. She should be treated as such. Put her out in the fields. What the Italian government should have done is sentence her to community service and then make her go and plant trees or something like that in Tuscany. That would have been a proper fitting punishment. Make her plant trees, make her pick up trash, make her actually do something to support the cause that she pretends to support. Make her actually do something. That would have been the proper thing to do. Unfortunately, they just fined her. I guess you take the money and run from the Italian government. There were a bunch of people, actually, that were fined. She wasn't the only one. She wasn't alone on the boat. She was smiling and laughing as she got arrested, and that's because people namby-pamby her because she's an autist. And so she doesn't get hit as hard with criminal penalties as the average person would. I note something, and I've noted this about feminism before as well. I don't see her going to India and protesting the massive amount of pollution there. I don't see her going to China and trying to, rally Chinese people to try to stand against the Mao Zedong, Xi Jinping, same thing, regime, in order to get them to plant more trees. I don't see her doing that. Interesting. She only goes to safe countries. Countries in which you're unlikely to face a significant penalty, even for reasonably significant crimes. So she'll go to the Netherlands. She'll go to Italy. She'll certainly tour the United States. Do you see her in China? Do you see her in India? Is she going to go to Saudi Arabia and talk about women's rights? Because this is a big thing, according to a lot of people in the safe, decadent Western world. Women's rights are important. Women should be treated equally. No shit, Sherlock. Go to Saudi Arabia and preach that and see what happens. You'll quickly be in a hijab and fucking shackles. So don't get me started on this NIMBYist bullshit. Greta Thunberg can burn in hell because she's a bitch. That's about all. Peace out.